Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're going back to the moon thanks to the Worldwide Telescope. I have to apologize. This I didn't set out to make a video. I was just kind of messing around, trying to find a way to make the pictures clearer. That's what I always do. So I just I used the telescope and I kind of reached out and grabbed a random um, crater and then just started working on it. And I've got pretty excited. Some of the pictures were coming through pretty clearly. And so I thought, well, okay, I'll just keep doing it then. I just took a bunch of pictures and, put together a film clip. And then I went back and I, I couldn't find the crater. I wasn't trying to keep track of it or anything, and sure enough, if you don't keep track of it and if you don't know precisely where it is, man, you ain't gonna go back and find it. There's too many craters. There's too many similarities between the craters and that kind of thing. And yeah, so speaking of similarities, yes, there is similarities in every crater, and I think what we're seeing now is that patterns are repeated over and over. We've seen the patterns of the big long buildings that get stacked up on each other. That these buildings aren't actually long buildings; they're groups of buildings that are so close together it appears to be a long building. Does that make sense? Anyway, we've seen that. We've seen those real crazy patterns on the floor of the crater recently. The last video, we saw that real interesting, almost looked like a checkerboard pattern, and it was made out of cylindrical buildings, and that was really cool. And so we have all these unique patterns, and there's I've been talking about, who are these people on the moon? Um, it seems so different than any of the other places in the solar system. Um, but I might uh, I might change my mind a little bit. I've been saying that I think that these people on the moon are different than everywhere else, just because of what we see. It just is so different. However, if you think about it, and hopefully you've been watching my channel and followed some of these things that I've been uh, keen on, in particular the dunes on Mars. I hate to keep bringing them up all the time, but they're really fantastic. I mean, talk about unique, and it's just this crazy design. Well, uh, and there's other things on Mars as well that are unique to Mars. So, but the point is that yes, you have that crazy design, but when you get close up, it's just made out of buildings, just regular buildings. And I think really that's what we have here on the moon. We have all these crazy designs, but when you get real close, when it gets down to it, it's just buildings. Now, just buildings like all the other places that we've seen. So the difference is between these planets is that they have all the same kinds of buildings. It's just how they arrange them. So I'm back to thinking that the people on the moon uh, are actually a lot like us or like us. Um, and again, based on pictures that I have in my inventory that I've shown in the past, we have pictures of people on this channel, and and they look just like us. They look exactly like us. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, geez, it'd be kind of cool to see some kind of crazy alien. On the other hand, that's a little disconcerting too, right? So anyway, I think they're just like us. I'm pretty sure. But they do have some extremely unique, um, you know, arrangements in their construction. Uh, One thing that we've been seeing on the moon that's different than the other places. Now, all of the places in the solar system have these openings on their in the buildings. Okay, you see all these black dots. Well, these black dots are openings, and you also see on a lot of these structures a black stripe that goes across the building from side to side, usually from the top. So take your time and look around. I'm not really focusing in on much here in this video. But those black stripes, now I think those are windows. Now, oddly enough, I was looking at, in these pictures that I'm showing you here today, there's different kinds of buildings, and including there's some cylindrical buildings mixed in. And I saw one building, one cylindrical building that caught my attention. It was dark in color, and it also had a black stripe across the top. And it was, and the reason I'm describing it because I lost it. I seem to be pretty good at losing things. I couldn't find it again, but so it was this black building with a black stripe. And now the stripe, I've been saying, I think these black stripes are windows and the holes are the openings. So anyway, this black stripe on this dark colored cylindrical building reflected the light just like the rest of the cylindrical building. So as you know, that's one of the ways that you can spot cylindrical buildings. It's the way they reflect the light. It's obviously very different from a square structure, because then you have a straight line and darkness on one side and light on the other. Whereas on a cylindrical building, generally you have a reflection down the middle of the building, and it gets darker the farther around it goes, depending. You know what I mean? Anyway, so I thought that was really interesting. There was light shining off that window. And one other time on a picture on Mars, same thing. There was a cylindrical building with a black striped window that was reflecting light. So, and I think I've seen that also on Titan. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of a well, it's all about knowledge. We gain knowledge as we go. I mean, for sure. I've been doing this about 5 or 6 years now, and I really didn't know how to do anything at all when I started, and my pictures have gotten clearer as time goes on, and we've learned so much by going over these pictures, bit by bit. I've come to learn that, well, the point is that we learn a lot as we go. Sorry, I couldn't spit it out. We learn a lot as we go. I've learned a lot, and I've tried to share that with you. And I can't show you everything every time I bring something up, right? In other words, I cannot impart to you everything that I know. But I can tell you the many, many, many thousands of hours that I've spent poring over these pictures has given me some knowledge, and, take it or leave it, actually. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.